They laughed at you. They doubted you. They didn't see your struggle. This video is for those moments when you feel overlooked, underestimated, or completely alone. It's not just motivation. It's a reminder that your pain is a gift, and what you're going through is building a version of you that they'll never see coming. So here's what I need from you. Watch the whole video. Sit with it. Let it hit you. And if it resonates, subscribe. Not for me, but for the version of you that refuses to stay silent. Now, listen.
They laughed at your pain. But what they didn't understand is that pain was never your weakness. It was your beginning. There's a version of you that people saw, the quiet one, the one who didn't speak up, the one who took everything in and said nothing back. And they thought that was all you were. They saw you hesitate. They saw you doubt yourself. They saw you struggle in silence, and they made a decision about you without ever understanding you. They laughed, not always out loud. Sometimes it was subtle, a look, a comment, a shift in how they treated you, like you weren't someone to take seriously. And maybe the worst part wasn't even them. It was you starting to believe it. You started questioning yourself, wondering if maybe they were right. Maybe you weren't built for more. Maybe you weren't strong enough. Maybe this was just your life. Waking up, doing things you don't even care about, feeling like you're moving, but going nowhere at the same time. And nobody really sees it. They see you on the outside, but they don't feel what's going on inside your head. They don't hear the thoughts that hit you when everything gets quiet. The overthinking, the pressure, the feeling that you're meant for something more, but you don't even know where to start. That's the kind of pain they laughed at. The invisible kind. The kind that doesn't leave bruises, but leaves questions. The kind that keeps you up at night, staring at the ceiling, thinking about everything you could be, and everything you're not yet. And the truth is, that pain was never there to destroy you. It just felt like it, because nobody teaches you what to do when you feel lost. Nobody tells you how to handle being misunderstood. Nobody prepares you for the moment when you realize you're going to have to figure this out on your own. So you sit with it, day after day. You carry it into work. You carry it into conversations. You carry it into moments where you're supposed to feel happy, but something still feels off. Like you're out of place in your own life. And people don't see that. They just see the surface. They don't see the discipline it takes just to keep going. They don't see the strength it takes to stay quiet when everything in you wants to break. They laughed at your pain because they didn't recognize it. But one day, they will. Because the same pain they laughed at is the same pain that's building something inside you. Something they won't be able to ignore. Something they won't understand. Something that doesn't need their approval anymore. You're not who they thought you were. You're just not finished yet. It's heavy, because now there's no one to blame. Not your past, not your situation, not the people who doubted you, just you. And for most people, that's where they stop. That's where they go back to comfort, back to distractions, back to the same habits, back to the same version of themselves, because it's easier. But you didn't. You stayed with that feeling, even when it was uncomfortable, even when it would have been easier to ignore it. You started asking yourself real questions. What am I doing with my time? Why do I keep repeating the same cycles? Who do I actually want to become? And those questions, they don't let you stay the same. So you start small, not perfect, not consistent at first, but different. You wake up a little earlier. You think a little deeper. You start pulling yourself away from things that used to feel normal. And it feels strange, because growth always does. You're stepping into a version of yourself that you've never been before. And there's no guide for that. No clear path, just decisions, daily ones, the kind nobody sees, the kind nobody claps for, choosing discipline when you don't feel like it, choosing silence when you want to explain yourself, choosing growth when comfort is right there waiting for you. And slowly, you begin to change, not in a way that's obvious to everyone else, but in a way you can feel. Your mindset sharpens, your focus gets stronger. The things that used to control you start losing their grip. And that pain, the same pain they laughed at, it starts to look different. It's not just something you're going through anymore. It's something that's shaping you, building you, refining you. You're not reacting the same way. You're not thinking the same way. You're not even seeing yourself the same way. And that's when it hits you. This isn't happening to you. This is happening for you. Every late night, every moment of doubt, every time you felt like giving up, it was all part of something bigger, something you couldn't see before. But now, you're starting to. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to being the person you used to be, because now you know what you're capable of becoming. And that changes everything. And then comes the part nobody prepares you for. The distance. Not just from people, but from everything that used to feel normal. Because as version of you that you're slowly outgrowing. And now, you're in between. Not who you used to be, but not fully who you're becoming yet. And that space is lonely. There's no applause here, no recognition, no one checking in to see if you're okay. Just you and your thoughts. And this is where most people fold, because loneliness has a way of making you question everything. Is this even worth it? Why does it feel like I'm losing people? Why does growth feel like isolation? And if you're not careful, you'll go back to old habits, back to old versions of yourself, back to environments that felt comfortable but kept you stuck just to avoid being alone. But you didn't, even when it got quiet, even when your phone stopped lighting up the same way, even when it felt like nobody really understood what you were doing. You stayed. You sat in that silence. You faced yourself. No distractions. No validation. No one telling you you're on the right path. Just a feeling that you couldn't ignore. And that takes strength. Real strength. Because it's easy to be disciplined when people are watching. It's easy to stay motivated when you're being supported. But when it's just you, when nobody's clapping, when nobody even knows what you're building, that's different. That's where you find out who you really are. And in that isolation, you start learning things about yourself you never noticed before. Your patterns, your triggers, your habits, the ways you used to escape, the ways you used to avoid growth. And slowly, you start correcting them. Not perfectly, but intentionally. You become more aware of your time, more protective of your energy, more focused on where you're going instead of where you've been. And the loneliness, it starts to change. It's not as heavy anymore. Not because people came back, but because you got stronger. You stopped needing constant validation. You stopped explaining yourself to people who don't understand your vision. You stopped looking for approval from people who never saw your potential in the first place. And instead, you started building something real. In silence, in the dark, in moments nobody will ever see. And one day, those same people who drifted away, those same people who didn't understand you, they're going to notice. Not because you told them, but because they won't be able to ignore it anymore. The results, the discipline, the presence you carry. But by then, you won't need their attention, because everything you built was never for them. It was for you. And this version of you, the one that survived the silence, the one that kept going without someone to tell you that you were on the right path. But now, you don't. Because you've seen what happens when you trust yourself. You felt the shift, and that's enough. So you keep going, even on the days you don't feel like it, even on the days where the old thoughts try to come back, the doubt, the hesitation, the voice that tells you to slow down, to go back, to stay where it's comfortable. But you don't listen the same way anymore, because now you recognize it. You see it for what it is, a test. And every time you push past it, you get stronger. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. You start becoming someone who can handle pressure, who can move forward, even when things aren't perfect. And that's when it starts to show, in small ways at first. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you respond instead of react. People notice it. They might not say it directly, but they feel it. That energy, that focus, that discipline. It's different. And suddenly, the same people who once overlooked you start paying attention. The same ones who laughed, who doubted, who didn't take you seriously. Now they're watching, trying to figure out what changed, trying to understand how you became this version of yourself. But they don't see the full picture. They don't see the nights you stayed consistent when nobody was around. They don't see see the process. They didn't feel the pressure. They didn't live the moments that shaped you. But now, they get to see the outcome. And this time, there's nothing to explain. You don't need to say a word, because your actions, your growth, your presence, it speaks for itself. They laughed at your pain, and now they're watching your power. And after everything, the pain, the silence, the growth that nobody saw, you arrive here, not at some finish line, but at a version of yourself that you once couldn't even imagine. And the craziest part, it doesn't feel the way you thought it would. There's no loud celebration, no moment where everything suddenly makes sense. Just a quiet understanding, a calm confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced. Because you know what you've been through. You know what it took to get here. Every moment you wanted to quit, but didn't. Every time you felt alone, but stayed the course. Every time you doubted yourself, but kept moving anyway. That's what built this version of you. Not luck, not validation, not anyone else's belief, just you. And now, you see things differently. The same situations that once broke you don't even shake you anymore. The same opinions that once mattered don't carry weight like they used to. The same people who once made you question yourself no longer define how you see yourself. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped looking outward and started building inward. And that changes everything. You don't move with emotion the same way. You don't react to every little thing. You don't feel the need to prove yourself in every room you walk into. There's a stillness in you now, a grounded presence, like you've made peace with the process, like you understand that everything, even the pain, had a purpose. And those people, the ones who laughed, the ones who doubted, the ones who never saw your potential, they're still there. Some of them watching, some of them wondering, some of them trying to understand how you became this version of yourself. But the truth is, they're not supposed to understand. They didn't live it. They didn't feel it. They didn't go through the moments that forced you to grow. So how could they ever fully see you? And for the first time, that doesn't bother you. Because you're not doing this for them. You never were. This was always deeper than that. This was about you proving something to yourself. That you could take everything that tried to break you and turn it into something meaningful, something powerful, something real. And now that you've done that, there's nothing left to prove. Not to them, not to anyone. Just a path to keep walking, a life to keep building, a version of yourself that you're still becoming. So let them laugh, let them doubt, let them misunderstand you. Because in the end, none of that matters. What matters is who you became when nobody was watching. What matters is the discipline you built in silence. says it all.